Hello, hello. It is a beautiful blue day after we just got dumped with a ton of snow. We've got anywhere from 5 feet to 10 feet in town. Just depends on where you're at. Gorgeous bluebird day. Can't wait to see town the next couple of days. How nice it's going to look. But also all the people are going to come in. Oh, well. My ears. Here they come. They are the King Arthur carousel ones, in case you're ever interested. They're part of that Minnie Mouse main attraction thing. I don't know. I think they're beautiful. I'm not a gold person. I'm not an orange person, but I really like these ears. They're pretty. Okay, polynomials still in chapter 7. My favorite of all time to teach, and today is even one of my favorite lessons, believe it or not. What we're going to be doing is multiplying polynomials. So 7.3, here we go. I'm going to show you guys two methods on how to multiply a polynomial times a polynomial. There's going to be one method that I prefer you guys to use once a certain type of problem is done, but you guys do need to practice both methods. You should be able to work both, but you're probably going to end up with the favorite one. Okay? Here we go. Example 1. You're going to multiply, and I'm going to show you the FOIL method first. FOIL method. I'm not talking about the aluminum foil. I'm talking about the acronym FOIL, and that does stand for something. Here we go. So FOIL. It stands for first, outer, inner, last. Some people say outside, inside, then last. I just use outer, inner. And what this does, this is the way that you multiply. It's a way to make sure that you multiply each term in the polynomials. Specifically binomials, I don't let my kids use FOIL past a binomial times a binomial. So this is the order in which you multiply. It's like a checklist kind of a thing. And so we are going to multiply, let's go, x plus 2 times x minus 5. So you're distributing, but you guys are used to seeing something like this. Just one term being distributed. But now you have two terms. And so to help you make sure that you multiply each term, they came up with FOIL. So I'm going to start color coding everything. So I'm going to grab some pens. If you're at home, if you want to color code, just grab 4 colors. It doesn't matter, or a pencil and a pen and 2 colors. Here we go. We're going to multiply. So the F stands for first. So you're going to multiply the two first terms. So x times x. That is F. So I'm going to come up here, x times x. And this whole process right here, I'm only going to write this out one time, just so you can see exactly what's being multiplied. After that, I'm going to be writing everything underneath. It'll be much shorter. Okay, so your first two terms, x times x, is going to be x squared. So I'm going to put that down here, x squared. And then I'm going to change colors. The next we're going to be multiplying is our outer terms. So you're going to multiply the outer term of one binomial with the outer term in the other binomial, and that's O. So you're multiplying x times negative 5. So really what FO, F-O is taking x and multiplying it by x and negative 5. So this is x times a negative 5, which is a negative 5x. So negative 5x down here. And then you have your I and your L. So your I now, what you're going to do is you're going to be multiplying the I and the L is going to be multiplying 2 with the binomial over here. So I is specifically your inner terms, the inner terms of your two binomials. So you're going to be multiplying 2 times x. That's I. So 2 times x, which is 2x. And it's going to be a positive because you're multiplying that positive 2. So don't forget to look for your signs. That's your I. We're almost done. And L, your last terms. The two last terms in your binomials are going to get multiplied together. So 2 times a negative 5, and that's your L. So 2 times negative 5, which is a negative 10. You are almost done. So now what you have, you've multiplied each term in the first binomial with each term in the second binomial. And you have x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 10. Next thing you have to do, you have to combine what I say is your OI, your outer, your inner. These are your like terms. So you're going to combine those. So you have negative 5x plus 2x, which is just negative 5 plus 2, which is a negative 3x. And then bring down the rest of your problem. You're going to bring down x squared and negative 10. And you're done. You've just now multiplied the quantity x plus 2 times quantity x minus 5 for an answer of x squared minus 3x minus 10. And there's a fun little way we could double check our work, but I'm going to show it to you when I'm doing the box after we've done a bunch of different problems. And that's FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. Has a little tune to it. Okay, so now I'm going to erase all of this, and I'm just going to be doing this part right here, from here on. And yes, I do show my arrows. I don't always put the F, O, and the I, and the L, and I don't color code, but I do the arrows. So here we go. Still going to FOIL. Let's go. I don't know. How about 2w plus 1 times, I don't know, w minus 4. Okay, here we go. First is 2w times w, which is going to be a 2w squared. So your exponent rules are going to really come in handy. And then your outer, so multiply 2w times a negative 4, which is a negative 8w. And now you're going to multiply your I and your L. So I stands for inner. 1 times w is a plus w. And then your last terms, 1 times a negative 4. Just a negative 4. Combine your OI. Negative 8w plus a w. Well, remember, that's technically a 1w. So we have 2w squared, so negative 8 plus 1, negative 7w minus 4. And that's your final answer. I like multiplying. I think it's pretty simple. And we have some algebra tiles, and those are pretty fun too. It's a very visual representation of how you can multiply polynomials together. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And if we were in class, I'd show you how to do that. Because I can't hand out algebra tiles to you guys. Sorry. Oh well. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go 9 minus y times 2 minus 3y. And are we going to freak out because it's written backwards? No. Doesn't matter. You still do the same exact thing. Even though these guys are not in standard form, it doesn't matter. It's okay. We're going to put our answer in standard form at the end. So here we go. First, 9 times 2 is 18. Outer, 9 times a negative 3y, negative 27y. Inner, negative y times 2 is a negative 2y. Last, negative y times a negative 3y is a positive 3y squared. Still combine your OI. Your OI is your outer and your inner. First, outer, inner. So technically it's IO when it's written backwards. That's okay. So 18, and then negative 27 minus 2. That's a negative 29y plus 3y squared. Depends on who your teacher is. Some teachers might say this is okay. I don't want you guys to leave it like this. Put it in standard form. So remember, highest term to lowest term based on your exponents. And don't forget to watch your signs to the left. So we have 3y squared minus 29y. Remember, that's positive. Plus 18. There we go. That's much nicer. And there you have FOIL. I like FOIL. But I like the box too. Okay. Example 2 is the box method. I could take the same exact problems, and I wish I wrote them down because I don't have anyone to ask you guys. I don't have anyone to ask to read me the problems. But oh well, I'll just create my own again. But just know that I can do the box method with the same exact problems that we just did. So example 2, multiply. But now this is the box method. And the box method looks a whole lot like the box method you used when you were, I don't remember what grade, elementary school though, when you were learning how to multiply. I think I remember the first one. X plus 2 and x minus 5? That could be it. Maybe? I don't know. It's similar. Okay, here we go with the box method. The size of your box is based on the size of your polynomials. This is a binomial times a binomial. So this is a 2-term and a 2-term. So that tells you you're going to set up a 2 by 2 box because you want your box to be as big as the number of terms you have. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's just set up a 2 by 2 box. Okay. And then one of your binomials goes on top, one of them goes down the side. It doesn't matter which one goes where. It really doesn't. I just put the first one up top and the bottom one down the side. Whoops, erase that. Now notice I included my sign with the box. Make sure you include these signs. And you just multiply across. So x times x right here is x squared. It doesn't really matter what order we can do this box right here. So positive 2 times a negative 5 is going to be a negative 10. This one is x times negative 5, which is a negative 5x. This one right here is a positive 2 times an x, so it's a positive 2x. My kids, I am very picky on signs. You must include signs in the box. The only one I'm like, okay about is this one. You don't need to put a sign in that top box unless one of these guys is negative. Then you have to put your negative here. But the rest, you have to include a sign in the box because I do an activity called monster boxes, and you have to have signs. Okay, now you still have an OI to combine. And your OI, remember your outside and your inside, your outer and your inner terms, remember those are your like terms. In the box, they're diagonal from each other. So you can combine those. So you start with the top. And by the way, if you do this box method and your polynomials are in standard form, the highest term will always be on the top left. The lowest term will always be on the bottom right. They will always be there. If these guys, if your factors are in standard form. So you're going to start by writing your answer as x squared. Now combine negative 5x with positive 2x, and sometimes I just go off to the side. So 5x minus 2x. Oh, that's a negative 5, pardon me. I got my signs backwards. Negative 5 and a positive 2x. Fix that. That's actually negative 3x minus 10. And you're done. I don't know if that may have been the first problem. I have my signs backwards. I don't know. I like the box. The box is a very visual method, and it's easier to see the answer, I think, especially when your polynomials get larger than binomials, which we will be doing. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go, I don't know, 4a plus 2 and a plus 7. I don't know. So this is 2 terms, so it's 2 by 2. So this is a 4 box of 4. 2 by 2. 2 rows by 2 columns. I guess I should have clarified that earlier. Okay, one binomial across the top and the other one down the side. It does not matter the order. What does matter is that you include your signs. So a plus 7, pardon me, down the side. Notice that plus 7 is right there. That plus, pardon me, is right there with the 7. Just like that plus is right there with the 2. Let's multiply. 4a times a, 4a squared, technically it's positive. And a times positive 2 is a positive 2a. You better put your signs in these boxes, kids. 4a times a positive 7, positive 28a. And then a positive 7 times a positive 2, positive 14. Combine your oi. Remember, your oi are your like terms, your outer and your inners, which are in the box, diagonal, if your binomials are in standard form, which they are. So combine those like terms. So we have 4a squared, and then 28 plus 2 plus 30a plus 14. There we have it. I like the box. Okie doke. Let's do another one. And then I'm going to show you something on how you can double check your work quickly. We're just going to go two small binomials. Let's go q minus 3 times q minus 4 times the quantity, technically. Sorry. Okay, 2 by 2 again. And let's multiply. Q times q is a q squared. Exponent rules. Q times a negative 4, negative 4q. Negative 3 times a q, negative 3q. And negative 3 times a negative 4, positive 12. Combine your like terms. Combine your oi. 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 Good day, good day, good day. So you have a negative 4 and a negative 3. So you have 4 negatives and then 3 more negatives. You end up with a negative 7. So q squared minus 7q plus 12. Here's your final answer. Now, a way to check this quickly. I don't know if I should show it to you because some kids will be like, oh, I could just write the answer and not show the work. I have a couple girls who do that. Not going to name names. A couple ways. Here's a way to check this. It only works when you just have a coefficient of 1 in front of your variables. Here's the thing. What is the sum of negative 3 and negative 7? Sorry, negative 3 and negative 4, which is negative 7. What's the product of negative 3 and negative 4? And it works with pretty much any binomials as long as your coefficients are 1. It does. So if I just go quickly, you still have to show work, ladies. Let's go x, plus 11 and x minus 3. I don't even know. I might get myself in trouble for this. But no, you have to show work. Okay. So 11 minus 3 plus 8x. And 11 times a negative 3, negative 33. Wondering if I should have showed you that. And remember, it only works when your coefficients are 1. Just a quick way of showing your work, so maybe I should go back and rewind that and like Men in Black you guys. Just pretend like you maybe didn't see that because you still have to show the work. But that's a way to check it. Oh well. Okay, example 3. I don't even know if this one's in the book. Is it in the book? I should check. Oh, I guess all my examples are NIB, not in book. Oh, this is technically example 4 in the book. Example 4 in book. So what we're going to do now is we're going to multiply a trinomial times a binomial. Okay? Multiply tri by a bi. And I abbreviated this. It's supposed to be a trinomial times a binomial. Oh, well. Here we go. The quantity x plus 5 times quantity x squared minus 3x minus 2. Now, you can FOIL this, but my kids, I will not let you. It gets too messy, and also it gets where you're not quite sure if you have multiplied everything. So as soon as you have anything larger than a binomial times a binomial, you must stick it in the box. That's my kids' box. It'll go faster, to be honest. Okay, so now you got to figure out the size of your box. So it's a 2 by 3. But for me, I like to stick the larger polynomial on top. So it's going to be a 3 by 2. So 3 columns by 2 rows. 3 columns, 2 rows. And then go ahead and place the larger one on top. X squared minus 3x minus 2. And then the smaller one down the side. If you have a trie times a trie, then it's a 3 by 3. If you have a 5 times a 3, like a 5-term polynomial times a 3-term polynomial, the 5 one goes up top, the 3 one goes down the side. And you multiply still the same way. So x squared times x is now x cubed. X squared times positive 5 is a positive 5x squared. Negative 3x times x is a negative 3x squared. So you got to really pay attention to your exponent rules and make sure that, remember, when the base is the same, you're going to add those exponents. So negative 3x times a positive 5 is a negative 15x. X times a negative 2 is a negative 2x. 5 times a negative 2 is a negative 10. You still have your oi's to combine, technically, but you now have 2 sets of them. That's one set. And here comes the other, right next to it. Get a little messy there. So the larger the polynomials you get, the more diagonals of like terms you will have. So when you write your answer, you got to combine these guys first. So you have 5 minus 3, so we have 2. And then negative 15 minus 2, which is negative 17. So let's start from the top. Remember, as long as your polynomials are in standard form, the highest term is always going to be on the top left. Lowest term, always on the bottom right. Here we go. X cubed, we already did this over here, plus 2x squared. Now my x, my linear term, negative 17x minus 10. My kids double check for here to here. Is it in standard form? Highest over here, lowest down there? It is. Because your factors, x squared minus 3x minus 2 and x plus 5, they were in order. And you're done. I like the box method. I like it a lot. Monster boxes, for those of you guys who are wondering, is an activity where it's like a 7-term times a 5-term. Like a 12-term times an 11-term. That's why they're called monster boxes, because they get big. Monster, synonym for big, huge. Monster trucks. Anyways. So that's multiplying polynomials. If things are written backwards, don't freak out. Still multiply, and then put your answer in standard form. If your teacher says you can leave it as is, then leave it as is. If you're my kid, you got to put it in standard form, because I want you to get that good practice. That's multiplying. I love multiplying polynomials. It's fun. It kind of becomes a game to me. I don't know. Anyways, have a great weekend. Go forth and be excellent, but most importantly, be kind. Deuces.